So following Robbie's speech about generally the usage and the benefits of the blockchain for the games, I will talk a little bit about how to enhance in-game items and in-game economies via blockchain, especially using non-fungible tokens. For a very brief intro, my name is Iouri, I'm based in Berlin, and I'm working for GamerToken. We are providing a marketplace and a unique API for any game developers that would like to integrate some items based on blockchain as unique items in their game. So first of all, who of you was familiar with the concept of non-fungible token before coming to this conference? Okay, so as a little, let's say, as a little summary, non-fungible token is unique in a way that it has a token ID. Here is the ERC 721 standard on the blockchain, and besides the unique ID, it has information about the owner, the creator, the creation date, and it allows to add you some metadata, which is any kind of data that you would like to add and that is useful for example, tracking the history of the item or some additional information of the item. So this standard was developed last year in 2017, and it opened the door to a new generation of games called blockchain games or crypto games. And the main purpose at the beginning was to buy things, to collect things, and to resell them. But it goes far beyond that now, because we have a lot of projects bringing a gameplay on top, trading card gameplay, city builder gameplay, and it goes further. And I'm quite excited to see what it will be looking like next year. And while some people will try to bring an entire game on the blockchain, there is still this barrier between the blockchain gamers, who are mainly collectors or traders, and standard gamers. And I'm not saying that because we're coming from Berlin, but we like to break the wall between these two target groups. And the barriers for mass adoption are so far, at least the limited gameplay, the general image that the blockchain has as something complex, something very techy, and also the overall user experience. And we know that there will be a lot of improvements there. But one very fundamental element is to be able to any game developer to add some items which are using non-fungible tokens as a part of their economy. And here we're going to go and see what these items look like. So the main advantage of having these items is to bring the gamer a provable ownership and a provable authenticity of the item. So he knows where it comes from, he knows when it was created, and he knows that it is in limited supply. We all know that having something unique is important for the gamers. Having cosmetic items as very rare is, for some of you, I think, a big part of the monetization. And when you allow the gamer to own their item, it brings them something extra. It is very interesting also if this item was played by famous influencers, maybe esports stars. And if it was not the case, it's still very important for the gamer to have a legacy, to have something that he can remember, to have something that he can keep outside of the game. So when I was a teenager, I played a lot of games like Warcraft and Halo and Unreal Tournament, and I was wishing, okay, why cannot I just keep these characters, these weapons I was playing with, and just store them somewhere, just creating a collection. The market of collection is huge. So we have 350 billion per year market for sports collectibles. And why don't we have an esport collectibles market? Well, we have it. It's just developing right now, and the skins market represents more than 50 billion, and it's growing. One interesting thing we did in GamerToken is we took a very established game from our launch partner Gamigo, which is Fiesta Online, which is an RPG. And we integrated some skins which are branded as our esports partner brand, TempoStorm. TempoStorm is a team covering several games, including Hearthstone. And these skins are in limited amount. They are available on the marketplace, and people can use them in the game. And we think that these kind of partnerships, these kind of enhancements can benefit to all games, and it doesn't have to replace the economy. It can just add a little spicy layer on top to please some very engaged gamers and some collectors. Now we spoke about the items. How do we enhance the economies? Well, first of all, we need to determine when to create these items. They can be rare limited items that are sold on the primary market by the developer to the player. And then the rarity depends on the supply. And of course, if you have 1 million active users and you have 10 items, it's something very rare. They can be influencer-related items, as we just saw. And they can be event items. If you organize events, if you organize tournaments, if you organize esports tournaments, you can reward the players who play there, the winners, or the attendees by giving them something unique, something non-fungible. There is also one important element. It's about crowdsourcing of content, or using a so-called designer's corner. When you have a community, the community is more and more important for games, and you would like it to be engaged. You can give them the possibility to design their own skin, giving them more or less advanced tools, and to tokenize their design skin as their own. And beyond being something that they can resell, because it's not all about being able to resell, it gives them something valuable, something personal, something that they can store on in their space later and say, hey, this is the skin I used to play with. So we are building value by providing something unique and by selling some items which are digitally scarce. We are opening a rental market because smart contracts on Ethereum blockchain are enabling items to be rented to players. We are engaging the community by having something exclusive to provide to them and having something exclusive to provide to the most engaged players that makes the difference for the game, as these players can drive a lot of the game's success. And we have a marketing potential, and we know how marketing is important, how it is important to be original with marketing. So if you are organizing an influencer campaigns, you brand your skins as your influencer brand, and you give the community the chance to win or to buy this skin later. This gives something extra. Of course, here, all these tools will become common one day. And it is a very advantageous way to be an early adopter there, because we know that early adopters of certain marketing techniques benefit from it, benefit from the exclusivity of these channels. But once this will become a little bit more common and more game developers will use it. And this is something that we also think is one of the most exciting features that blockchain can allow. One major idea that I summarized during the first part is that blockchain allows an in-game item to exist outside of the game, because the token is on the blockchain. The representation of the item is in the game, but the soul of the item is on the blockchain. And when you are a developer having several games, you can perfectly reflect one token in several games as being something different. You can allow it to be a gun in an FPS, you can allow it to be a sword in an RPG game, or you can allow it to be an aesthetic enhancement of a card deck in a trading card game. It also allows you, if one day, unfortunately, one of your games gets shut down, to offer your most engaged community members the possibility to bring something with them, to bring a part that they earned through many hours into another game. And once these techniques are used by developers, it is perfectly imaginable to have an ecosystem of several developers partnering together to bring tokens that are connected to several games. So the main idea here is that blockchain can make the items exist outside of the games, can make the bond between the community and the influencers, and can allow items to have several personalities. At GamerToken, we are very keen to hear what all the developers have to say and all the use cases that they can provide with non-fungible items. And it's not announced yet, but we will start to give developer grants. So the platform will be live after the sale, which is in the end of September, and it will be live 45 days after the sale. And after that, we will start to provide developer grants for all the original, interesting ideas regarding the non-fungible items and how to integrate the game, the blockchain in the game in general. So if you have, let's say, if you have or you know someone who has some projects, please don't hesitate. I will summarize this by stating some of the, if it's working, some of the advantages that Robbie already stated before of the blockchain in the games. So we have an enhanced security, which is due to the transactions that are approved on blockchain. So we are fighting against fraud for the secondary markets. We allow developers to gather some revenue for the secondary market. We are opening new markets such as rental, and we give gamers something that is unique and something that they can acquire or earn or receive for their achievements. It is also for the developer the occasion to tailor specific rewards that were never done before, and to integrate the game in a larger ecosystem. I think that's it. So if you have questions, please let me know.
Yeah. We certainly have time for questions. Does anyone have any questions about GamerToken? There's a microphone there. If you could just say where you're from and who you are, that's helpful.
Hey, my name is Ivars. I'm from Hashresh. How you deal with scalability? Because on the blockchain, that's currently main issue.
So that's indeed the current main issue. What we do is we are building a sidechain on Ethereum, which is managing all the transactions and which will be used in combination with the main chain. And sidechain is synchronized with the main chain regularly, so that all the transactions are kept secure, but there are more transactions per second possible, and the gas fees related to Ethereum will be lower because of the sidechain.
So is the sidechain, is it decentralized as well, or is it, because if not, why use the sidechain instead of having a centralized system on the side that talks to the mainnet? I'm just kind of curious.
So the sidechain is decentralized as well, as there are several nodes in it. Yeah.
Who runs the nodes? Just curious. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Who runs the nodes? Are you going to let other developers run the nodes over time, or are you guys going to maintain those nodes?
That's partially maintained by GamerToken, and then there is the network of partners.